This is a simple tutorial for balancing of equations. This is a very basic balancing lesson. Here is the example that we have chosen, a reaction between methane, a gas, with oxygen, a gas, giving you carbon dioxide, a gas, and water vapor at the time of formation of the products. Now what we have to do next in order to do a simple balancing is write the elements that we are planning to balance. On the left side, I have written carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Similarly, on the right side, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. The next thing to do is count the atoms on the left and the right. We have one carbon on the left and one carbon on the right, 4 hydrogens on the left and 2 hydrogens on the right, so we have to balance hydrogen. Oxygen, we have 2 on the left and 3 on the right. But the question is, which element do we balance first? The simple rule is, if there are elements that forms more than one compounds in the product side, that should be balanced last. So in this case, if you look at oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and water. Both the products have oxygen, therefore balance oxygen last. And if you look at carbon and hydrogen, they both form a single compound. Carbon changes into carbon dioxide and hydrogen changes into water. Therefore, you can start with either. Now, since this reaction is a combustion reaction involving hydrocarbons, I would prefer starting with carbon, going to hydrogen, and finally with oxygen. Now, if you look at the number of carbon atoms, there is one on the left and one on the right. So we don't have to make any changes there. For hydrogen, we have 4 hydrogens on the left and 2 hydrogens on the right. So what we're going to do is multiply or add a coefficient for water molecule, which is 2. So we have totally 4 hydrogen atoms. Now, if you count oxygen atoms, there are 2 in carbon dioxide and 2 in water, which means we have 4 oxygen atoms on the right side. In order to make the oxygen atoms equal, you want to add a 2 in front of the oxygen in the reactant side. So now we have 4 oxygens. Now the equation is balanced. That's the way you balance a simple equation.